Hey everybody, welcome back to the craft room. I am so glad that you could join me today. It is a little warm in here. It is 90 degrees, but that is a lot cooler than it was the last time I was up here at my craft room. I do have my window open and I do have my fan going. That's why I've got stray hairs flying everywhere. But what I want to share with you today is, if you watched my video last Monday, I shared a picture of a few tables with a bunch of projects on, not picture, video of a bunch of tables with a few projects on them. And I asked you guys to comment and let me know if you've seen any projects that looked familiar. So if you didn't watch that video, I will put a little pause in here so you guys can go back and watch that, and then come back here and finish watching this video. But don't finish watching this one before you go watch that one, okay? And if you have watched that one, then you can just skip the little pause and continue on. Alright, so if you watched the video, how many projects did you find that looked familiar on those tables? If your answer was 14, then you have obviously watched my YouTube channel for quite a while, at least 2 years, 2.5-ish years, or you have binge watched my channel recently and have watched my videos in the last 2.5 years. So, yes, I entered the fair. I had not planned on entering the fair this year, but the friend of mine that I entered the fair with a couple of years ago, would have been the year before COVID that I entered, and if you guys have been watching my channel that long, you'll remember that Radar Kitty got first place in that fair, and I was so super excited. I literally bawled, well, I didn't bawl, but I cried when I went to see if I had won anything. So, and if you're not familiar with Radar Kitty, it is just a amigurumi kitty cat, and it was camouflaged, and I custom made a Jeep cap, and we got little wire glasses, and it looked like, you know, Radar from MASH. That's what I had, you know, gone with. So anyway, yes, I entered the fair. 14 items if you did catch all of them. So I thought I would share with you what I won at the county fair without even trying to make things to go in the fair. Now, I will say that there are 2 items that I had made with the intention of entering the fair back when 2 years ago, when everything was shut down. We did not enter the fair last year because they had very late notice that they were even going to have the fair, and there was not enough time to gather things together and for my friend to take things down, etc., etc. So I included those 2 items that I did not have anything to do with finishing this year. But there was another item that I entered that I actually did finish that was intended for previous. And when I get to that item, I will tell you that it was that project and what I did to actually finish it. So, like I said, we're going to start at the bottom, 3rd place, and we will work our way up, okay? So, in 3rd place, I'm going to try and remember what categories I put all these in, because here, let me get my paper. Hopefully the fair people, because they gave me a listing with the items and what category they were in, so hopefully they got it correct. And on the back is, I still haven't taken my winnings off the paper yet. So anyway, we will start at the bottom with 3rd place. Alright, so this one right here is a recent one. I entered this in the baby miscellaneous, thinking, you know, baby toy, chew toy, something like that. I put my Tunisian, oh, let me fix my screen here. There we go. I put in the Tunisian Octopus that we all made together. Like I said, it got a white ribbon, a 3rd place ribbon. So, not too bad. I'm okay with that. And I can't remember what beat it out, but I accepted that because my project was just a last minute, you know, throw it in there. I didn't expect to win anything, honestly, but that's how you need to go. The next project that I have for you guys, and this one was entered into Stitchery / cross stitch. It also received a 3rd place ribbon, but this is the butterfly Tunisian cross stitch coaster that I made. So, I mean, I made my own canvas for the cross stitch, so I think I did a lot more work than the person that got higher places. But I'm okay with 3rd place because I really do not like the way the antennas turned out. But yeah, 3rd place for that one as well. So there are my 3rd place ribbons. I know, 14, and you've only seen 2. Just wait. So in 2nd place, we have, what is this one? This is 365. Oh, like I can read that. I have no clue. Well, anyway, I'm not even going to tell you what categories because I don't know which one's which on there because there's more than 2 of these. But anyway, if you remember back in January, now this is a project that I did finish this year, but it was finished only because of a challenge that Terry and Lottie had of finish a sleeping whip. So if you remember that one back in January, I pulled out that Tunisian crochet hat that I had started, I don't know how many years ago, probably about 2 maybe, and I finished it. So this hat right here got a 2nd place ribbon, and my ribbons are all wrinkled because they've been in my tote because my friend brought them back to me and that's just where they stayed. But this hat got 2nd place in the fair. I'm impressed. And if the creator, because I know the creator had commented on my original video on this, if the creator actually watches this video, this is definitely fair material. And I'm curious as to whether or not the judges actually knew this was crocheted or if they thought it was knitted. Right? Okay, next in 2nd place, and this is one that I had finished with the intentions of entering the fair in 2020, but like I said, we did not have it. I know this was a category, potholders 2 of any kind. And if you remember, I made these crochet woven pot holders, the double thick ones. I got a purple and black and a blue and green, and this one also won a 2nd place ribbon. That's the pair. The 1st place one that beat me out was a traditional pair, which was a cloth oven mitt and pot holder. I think mine took a lot more work, but that's just my opinion. Also in 2nd place, and this is probably, I don't know what this was entered as, some miscellaneous category, but I entered my cross stitch alien coaster, and it came with a 2nd place ribbon. Next on the agenda is this thing. It cracks me up. I entered this into the novelty category. And if you all remember my attempt at making a creation off of just a picture, because I had no clue what the lady was saying in her video because it was not an English video and there was no subtitles, but I loved what she held up and I knew I had to make one. This thing cracks me up still. But anyway, this is my attempt at creating that kitty cat thing that she had, my Tunisian crochet ragdoll kitty. That reminds everybody of Gumby. But this was put in the novelty category. And novelty? Yeah, novelty category, and it came off with a red ribbon. So apparently the judges liked it as well. His eyes. Okay, put that away. Now, that's all my red ribbons. Now, if you've been keeping track, I have lost track already after the first 2 that I showed you. But however many is left of 14 from what I've already showed you are all blue ribbons. So I cleaned house. So we'll start it off with this one. This was entered into, I think this was just a miscellaneous one, but this is, uh-oh, lost my ribbon. This was the first Walker Caddy bag that I created. And it was, like I said, these are all just last minute decisions. But it came off with a second place ribbon. Or not second place, that's first place. Blue is first place. I'm going to write on the backs of these what the item was. Because I think they have, or what the item was in the year. I believe that's what I did with the ones that I've already taken the ribbons off from the previous fair that I did, because a lot of these items I donate or gift or just, you know, give away. So the next item that got first place is, this was in the fabric or wool toy, and it was one of my itty bitty kitties. Came off with a first place ribbon. That gold is like really shiny. Kitty, I don't know where to put you. My craft room is a total mess, you guys. Another item that got first place, and this was put into the accessory, the crochet accessory category. My rainbow bucket hat, which this was also another challenge that Terry and Lottie did. It came off with another first place ribbon. The next item that I'm going to show you that came off with a first place ribbon, this was my mug rug or coaster, and my Tunisian crochet cross stitch fish coaster came off with a first place ribbon. The next item that got first place, and this was put into a miscellaneous category. This was a toss-up between novelty and miscellaneous, but I put this in miscellaneous because I figured Ragdoll Kitty Kitty was more novelty. But lo and behold, this absolute cutie critter that I most recently finished came off with a blue ribbon. Mr. Snaps, with his wonky eyes and crooked fins and curled up lip, got a first place ribbon. Oh my goodness. Alright, and I've got a story with this next one. This was the only knitted item that I put into the county fair, and I think there's only one other knitted item that was even entered into the fair that I recall, so don't hold me to that. But if you guys remember that purple cowl that I recently finished, it was that sampler one, or beginner friendly one. It came off with a blue ribbon. However, come on, blue ribbon. There we go. It came off with a blue ribbon, and the lady that was in charge of this, of the open class area, she told me that this almost got Reserve Grand Champion. Almost got Reserve Grand Champion. They opted not to give it to me because it was a smaller item. The one that did get Reserve Grand Champion was a crocheted, what they call them, scooties, or scooties, the hats with the scarf, and the scarf had the pockets in it. I told her, I says I'm okay with that, because honestly a blue ribbon for this was enough, because this was a challenge for me. It was a huge accomplishment. So I'm happy with this blue ribbon. Maybe next year for that light purple Reserve Grand Champion. And my next blue ribbon, which deserves to get its place in the cabinet with Radar Kitty, Santa Kitty, got a blue ribbon. And this is one, and if you remember, if you watched it, Santa Kitty's, they probably didn't notice, but Santa Kitty's tail is posable. Yeah. But what I did with this is one of those that I finished several years back with the intention to enter the fair, but could not because of COVID. But technically I did finish it this year. If you remember, I had a, put your tail down, kitty. I had a stitch marker holding the sparkly silver collar on. So what I did to technically finish it was I got a bell, a jingle bell, and I sewed the jingle bell and the collar together so that it technically was finished and it's permanent. So Santa Kitty, now that I've showed him to you, is going to go down, or going to go to our business and be put in the cabinet next to Radar Kitty with Radar Kitty's blue ribbon as well. Major accomplishment. Radar Kitty is the same kitty cat design as Santa Kitty. Radar Kitty does not have a posable tail, but like I said, Radar Kitty has, if you haven't seen him, has a custom Jeep cap and wire glasses. I think Radar has the yellow eyes instead of green eyes. So anyway, I am so happy Santa Kitty won first place and deserves his place in the cabinet. And last but not least, my last first place item for the project entered into the fair this year, which was made actually to enter the fair in 2020. This was in my bag of any kind. Oh, by the way, Santa Kitty was my holiday decoration. Perfect sense, right? Okay, this was a bag of any kind, and this was that cross-stitch kitty cat that I did. And if you remember, if you've seen this one, I also embroidered my name, or cross-stitch, whatever you want to call it. Come on, it's been hanging too long in my craft room. Down this side of it with kitty cat letters. So this bag also won first place in the county fair. So that's what I have been up to. I entered the fair. You guys didn't even know it, and I didn't even know it until I did it. So that was my haul. Very exciting year at the fair. My friend is determined we're going to do it again next year, and we're going to enter more categories. And we have been talking with other local friends who crochet, trying to get them interested and getting them to enter the fair as well, because we are concerned that our local county fair is going to disappear due to lack of participants. We don't want that to happen. So anyway, leave me a comment down below and let me know what you thought of all these cool items that I entered into the fair, and I will see you right back here in my craft room for the next video.